This week's episode is brought to you by Blue Harvest Vintage. Are you a collector? Blue Harvest love to help you find that missing piece you need to complete your collection. They have extensive stock of vintage Star Wars vehicles and mint-on-card action figures, as well as new The Force Awakens and Black Series items. Blue Harvest have Funko Pops, Lego, Dinky, Corgi, Matchbox and more. Everything a collector could possibly need. If they don't stock it, then let them know, and their knowledgeable staff will be only too pleased to help. Head to Morley Market in Leeds to see the life-size Darth Vader. Alternatively, reach out to Blue Harvest on Twitter at Blue Harvest UK, Facebook, Blue Harvest Vintage Collectibles, a website, blueharvestvintage.co.uk, or email at blueharvesttoys@gmail.com.
Talk Star Wars is a proud member of the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network. Follow at SW Commonwealth on Twitter and take your first steps into a larger world.
Welcome to TSW After Darkside, a fully armed and operational battle station. Who put this thing together? Me, that's who. Who do I trust? Me and Vader. Hoo-ha!
Hello, mate.
Hello. I was beginning to think people had forgotten about me.
No, it was 8. Did I say 8:30?
No.
Oh,
Well, I don't know,
I?
actually. Can't remember.
I remember.
I don't know.
I remember thinking about it because and
Okay.
I couldn't remember what I wrote. Sometimes I write things just as out of force of habit.
That's fine.
Paul's going to be late on.
Okay.
And,
It is a weekday, so that's fair enough.
Yeah, and Steve's probably going to be not
Well,
able to
well,
join
of
us
course
until
it's
the
a-
After Darkside.
Well, of course, it's a Thursday, so why ever would he keep himself free?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're
Oh.
lucky you can rely on me, I tell you.
Lucky what? Sorry.
You can rely on me.
Yeah. It's good that there are two people that talk Star Wars that know what they're doing.
Well, no, I didn't say that about me.
At any given time, there are two people.
Yeah. There you go. It's two people. I'll go with that. There are two people. One of them knows what he's doing, and the other one is also here.
Yeah. How are you, mate? You all right?
Getting there, mate. I got ill again at the weekend.
Yeah, I've come out over ill today, or like this afternoon. Just not feeling clever at all today.
Have you been ill already in the last couple of weeks?
No.
Fuck. All right. So I'm going to give you a heads up as to what you might experience then.
Oh no. Go on then.
You're going to if I'm going to qualify this with if you're anything like your situation is anything like mine, this is what will happen.
Right.
You will feel rough as all hell for like a day or two.
Mm.
You'll start getting better, and then you'll feel rough as all hell for a day or two, and then you will start getting better again.
Right.
That's what's been happening to me because not Sunday, just gone, the one before, I started feeling off. I had to come home Monday afternoon because I felt so rough, and then Tuesday and Wednesday off.
Wow.
I went back in on Thursday and Friday and started feeling better. Saturday I felt fine. Sunday I spent all day in bed with fever and the shivers.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I've been sort of feeling crap but going in because I don't like missing time anyway off work.
No, me either.
Plus, I don't actually know what my sick day situation is. I've never been in a position to need to find out, so I want to keep it that way.
Well, my current employer, I've been there for 13 years and I've not had one sick day.
That's really good.
In 13
I've had,
years.
up until this year, I think I'd only had 3 in 4 years. And then I've had 2.5 in a week.
I've never really been, touch wood. I have illness in my past. I don't know if you remember. Won't go into it, but
Vaguely rings a bell, yeah.
not. I don't really get ill as in colds. Or I don't let them stop me doing stuff.
Oh, colds, yeah. I work through colds, and this is why this one's so bad because it's hit me like a truck in comparison to what I'm used to. In the first couple of days, I've never felt so bad from a cold in my recent living memory. I was no use to anybody.
No, not good.
So I was bogged out in the recliner last week for half the week, and then the other half struggling into work.
It sounds ideal.
Well, I had time to finish a video
thing.
game because that was about all I was good for.
Yeah.
It's just,
I would love that. I would love to just take some time out to just play a video game.
Yeah, like I say, I would much rather. I did enjoy playing the game, but I think I would have enjoyed it much more if I wasn't blowing my nose every 5 seconds, coughing my guts up. Like head felt rough, always feeling like I was going to collapse when I stood up, things like that. When I get really bad colds, that's what happens to me. Is like just motion sickness, shivers, fever, all of these, any or all of the above.
Do you know?
I say Sunday was awful.
Well, I got in this evening. I had to, was it before I walked the dog? No, it was, I got in. The dog was waiting here for me, so I took her out the road. It's freezing cold. It's pitch black, and it's absolutely. It's just horrendous here at the moment. And I walked her out the road. She did her business, brought her back. When we got in, I took my jacket off and hung it up, and I thought, I can't. Like my eyes aren't adjusting to being back in the light, and I had blurry double vision, headache coming on. I sat down, I felt really dizzy. I thought I really don't feel good, so I did myself some dinner quickly, and sat and ate just in case I was hungry. Did not feel clever at all.
No,
I tell you what really made me sick this week. O2.
I expected it was going to be an off the wall reply there. I didn't expect it to be.
O2, what a palaver, an absolute joke of a company they are.
Okay,
my contract is up
related to your. I was going to say related to your mobile.
Yeah, I'm up for renewal, and I got this refresh package so that you can.
Oh yeah, another one.
It's like 24 months
upgrading
early. Yeah, you can jump out early, and they are really quite good at coming after you when it's time to upgrade.
Okay.
So what happened last week was I started a text, not a text, but a chat. I was in a chat room with some
one of their customer service
person, and I said, "I want to upgrade." They said, "What do you want? What do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, I'd like really my main concern is preserving what I've got in terms of minutes, text, and data.
Text,
because I've got an extremely good deal with what I'm paying. Because earlier in the year, I spoke to somebody about looking at. I was already starting to look in about July. I was already starting to look at upgrade packages. So I'd said to somebody in the summer, I'm looking at, like, with one eye on my upgrade, I'm looking for a decent tariff, but there doesn't seem to be a tariff that really matches what I'm getting at the moment. And they said, do you need more data? And I said, well, no, the data package I'm on at the moment is fine. Well, what I would like to do is make sure I don't lose that. I can either go down to a lower rate of data or up to a ridiculous rate of data. And he said, do you need more data? I said, well, no, I just want to know if there's a way I could keep this as I move forward in my next. Do you need more data? I thought, what is this? And then he said, well, double your data. I said, fine. I'll double my data, and then I'll come back later and speak to somebody that knows some other words. And so they doubled my data. So I've got double data, unlimited minutes, unlimited text, ridiculously low monthly cost considering of what I'm getting there. And now I can't get that anywhere else, and I can't get anyone to match it. So I spoke to O2 last week and said, I want to try and keep this. Nah.
Yeah.
You can drop. I can drop data, and it's going to cost me like £10 a month more. Right? Or I can go up data, and it's going to cost me something like £18 a month more.
So to clarify, when you say double your data, we're not talking from 1 to 2. It was 5 to 10 or 10 to 20 or
no, it's not even that much. No, it's 4.
Surprised me.
It's 4 gig of data I'm on now because my initial agreement, which is coming up to 2 years old, was for 2 gig of data and like I say, unlimited text and messages. And so when they doubled it to 4. Now I looked at my average monthly usage, and I'm actually under a gig. Because I don't.
What?
I
don't.
Do you know why, Rob? I'll tell you why. Because I'm an iPhone.
You're on Wi-Fi a lot.
I'm on Wi-Fi a lot, but with because I'm an iPhone user, if you go into your mobile data on an iPhone and say, "Hello, Facebook. Yes, I'll allow you to use mobile data. Hello, Twitter. Yes, there's mobile data." If you go on like that, you'll get to about 10:30 in the morning and your battery's dead because of all the background activity these apps do and all the video they try and unload and that sort of stuff. So I don't allow any apps to access. Well, there's a handful of apps I allow to access mobile data, and that's purely to preserve my battery. But what added bonus is
the side effect is data.
Preserves data.
Background
so it's
data.
really data friendly. So the long and the short of it is, when I spoke to O2 last week, they said, "Yeah, no, you're not getting anything unless you sort of bump your tariff up to like £60 a month." You're having a laugh.
Come on, right? I can tell you now. Me and you could walk into EE tomorrow, and get you a 20 gig of data for £20 a month.
Oh yeah,
because there's a deal on with the second SIM.
But see, what I want is I want a new handset. I want to just preserve.
I take it you want the 7.
I'd like the 7 Plus really, because bigger battery.
Oh, 7 Plus already out.
The 7 Plus is out, yeah, because it's the two sizes, right? You get 7, and then you get the big one, which is 7 Plus.
Yeah. So do they come out at the same? Do they come out at the same time or slightly afterwards?
No, they came out at the same time. Well, they were launched at the same time.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of the S. Yeah. Sorry, I get. Because even though you'd think I would be up on the release dates of the handsets because of where I work.
Yes. Yeah.
But what actually happens is we spend a couple of months looking at adoption rates.
Right.
Because obviously everything we develop has a cost.
Mm-hmm.
So if not enough people are taking up the new handsets, it may be not worth the extra money it would take to make it work on that handset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like if there's a feature they're thinking of, if they're thinking of introducing a new feature, they might look at it and go, actually, it's only going to work on this phone, and is it really worth it? Because not enough people are selling it.
Of people get it.
Yeah,
because the new tech on these phones are like the force touch screens, aren't they, with the peak and pop technology? You know?
Yes, yeah. Which I dread to think. I mean, from a QA perspective, that's going to be entertaining.
Yeah,
there's so many ways you can bring your browser out of view without meaning to.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're always fun to think about.
But the bottom line with this was, I spent an hour in chat, and I said, look, there's a contract available to new customers on O2 that I'd like to take advantage of. And they said, no, we can't match. We can't do a third-party match. I said, right, this is an O2 tariff. Yeah, but you're getting it through a third party, so you can't have it.
Oh, well, you got it through another vendor?
You'd have to go to a Carphone warehouse to get it. So I said, I think I'm just going to leave O2. And I don't think they're, no hard feelings or anything, but if you can't give me what a new customer can get, and I'm a loyal, long-term customer.
That's what annoys me about it, right? Is when they do that. That's not fair. It's why would you ever want to be loyal if that's their attitude?
So I said, I think this was Tuesday last week. I said, right, I'm going to go. I'll see out my contract, and then I'm going to go. It's disappointing, but hasta la vista, don't get any whatever. So
hasta la Windows Vista.
Yeah. So
you walked away slowly, and
I did. I
crashed due to lack of drivers. I
wrote the idea off, and then the next day I got a phone call and I didn't take it because I didn't recognise the number, and I was out walking Poppy, and then I got a text message from O2 saying, look, we're trying to phone you. Can you give us a call on this number? So I phoned them, and I said, are you phoning? Do you wanted to phone me to phone you? Is it about the upgrade? They said, yep, it's about your upgrade. I said, all right. So based on last night, I said, what? I said, well, the hour-long chat session I had last night about upgrading, you're phoning me about that? No. He says, what are you phoning me for? To see if you want an upgrade? Yeah, I do. This is what I want. No, you can't have it. I said, right, I did this for an hour last night.
Oh, well, we've saved you some time and done it in 3 minutes.
Yeah, 25 minutes as I was on the phone. I said, you're not slow walking me through everything I just did yesterday, right? I said, yeah, we can't do anything for you. I said, fantastic. Thanks for wasting another 25 minutes of my time. I'll be leaving in January. So then the next day I get a text message from O2 saying, by the way, all this time I'm giving them a hard time on Twitter as well. I'm having direct messages backwards and forwards of me saying, really disappointed. I think your customer service it sucks. There's no effort to try and retain me after all the loyal years I've spent with you. I'm going to leave. And they said, we hope you don't leave. Anyway, text message from them. You had a phone call with the customer service operative. Did it all get resolved? No. Were you satisfied? No. I'm really disappointed. Would you like someone to phone you? What's the point? We've already had this conversation. Then I get a message on Twitter, Mark, we'd like someone to phone you and see if we can do something for you. I said, fantastic. If they're going to get something done, get them to phone me. He said, right. So I said, right, phone me Friday morning. No phone call Friday. Got a text message. Sorry we couldn't fit you in on Friday morning. We'll phone you tomorrow. So I got a phone call on Saturday, early afternoon. And this bloke phoned and I said, Are you phoning me about the upgrade? Yeah, you want to upgrade? I said, yeah. So you're aware of what's been going on this week? No. So you don't know anything that I've spoken about with any of your colleagues? No.
Oh, my
Right, this is what I want. Can't do it. Right, so you've just phoned me now. You're the third person I've spoken to. I've had endless text messages. I've had endless tweets. You're telling me that there's still nothing you can do? No. Right, I'll be leaving. So today, I popped over to O2 while I was at lunch. And
please tell me. Right.
I walked in, and this absolute mong, this walking dead specimen, shambled over to me and went, right. I said, yeah, I'd like to talk to somebody about possibly upgrading my phone. Yeah. Which way? Like, couldn't be bothered. No energy, right?
Today, please, Thog.
Walked me over to the table, sat down, and he said...
Mashed it 3 times to alert the boss that somebody was there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thog.
He said... what's like that, yeah. He said, so, what are you looking for? I said, well, like the iPhone 7 Plus, yeah, can't do it. I said, yeah, I know, I've had this all week with you people telling me you can't do it. I want to know what my options are. Well, you do SIM only, 20 gig for 20 quid. So I don't need 20 gig. I just want what I've got now. I just need a new handset. How can I get a contract that gives me close to what I've got now, where you can go down in data or you can go up in data? Going down in data is going to cost you more money. Going up in data is going to cost you even more money. I said, you know what? I think I might be best just go to Apple and buy this handset outright and then get like a gift SIM card.
Oh, okay, yeah. That works.
And he went, yeah, probably. And while we're talking, he went, this huge belch. Like, you would think he'd been drinking buckets of beer and pork scratchings, the way he sat there and just burped at me. And I thought...
It would explain a lot.
This is like a hidden camera sketch now. I said to him, right, I'm going to go. And I got up.
You got 3 guys behind feeding him stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I got up and I left. I went round to Apple. I spoke to somebody in there. I was in there for all of like 10 minutes. And I spoke to a guy and I said, can you tell me what's the best way to buy an iPhone 7 Plus? And explain they've got a yearly upgrade. So they've already beaten O2 by a year.
Okay.
The cost is about the same as my tariff with O2. So
worked out over the year, I take it.
Worked out over 20 months, but when you get to 12 months, you can trade the phone in and start your next 20-month contract afresh.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
It's really good, right? So it's interest-free hire purchase on the handset, basically. So you put £50 down at the start, take the phone, monthly payments. It's a 20-month deal. So if you just wanted to do it once, you'd do for 20 months and then you're finished. But if you get to 12 months, they'll give you a brand new phone at the 12-month point, and you just start your 20-month period again. It's awesome. It's a great deal.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do
really
it. I'm going to do it in the new year. I'm going to take them up on it, and then it's going to cost me more money. But right now, I think getting away from O2,
you don't lose out. Yeah,
the burping customer service idiots, I'd be better off just going somewhere else.
Yeah, indeed. By contrast, my experience of upgrading was like smooth sailing when it came to mine. I think mine was about 2 or 3 months ago, and I had a Windows phone, obviously, as I've mentioned before. And I'd got to the point where it wasn't so much that I was sick of it, but I wanted to look into the other options and see what they were all about. So I wanted to, actually be able to say, at least I've tried something else. If I didn't get on with it, I'd come back, maybe I'd go back to Windows Phone or try something different, whatever. Plus, I'd had some problems with the phone I had, which I never really, the actual handset that I had last time around, I never got on with. As long as I had it from Christmas Eve, and I had so many problems with Amazon trying to send it to me. Saying they'd sent it to me when it hadn't turned up, and so I had to write them an email to complain on Christmas bloody day. I was like, I don't want to be on a chat with somebody.
No, of course
on Christmas. On Christmas,
and you've got letters. Day. I always write my complaint letters to Santa on Christmas Day as well. Where did my Xbox 360 get to? Where did this get to? You piece of crap.
He's like, look, I'm busy today, all right? I understand.
I'm getting a jump
start. You appreciate my
businesses. I've been working all night. I'm exhausted.
But yeah, I went into EE because I'm on EE. I have been for some time actually, and I went in and said to them, this is what I want to do. I want I was going to go for either the 6 Plus, no, not the 6 Plus, the 6S or the S7, depending on what the tariffs were. And he said, right, well, we can do this one. And he sort of broke down the price for me. And he said, this is, you'd get you'd get what you've got now in terms of data, text, and calls. I use about 4 gig a month because obviously I play a lot of games on the train, and they can use a fair bit of data. Some of them I uninstall the ones that take the piss, because like things like Yahtzee, not a big deal. But I played Marvel Puzzle Quest for half an hour and it used nearly 500 meg. So you can fuck right off. So that went straight off my phone because I don't play it on Wi-Fi, so it was literally just going to be a data game, so they could sod right off. So I went in there and told them that, and they said, okay, well, they brought up the price for me and said, if you don't want to pay anything up front today, this is your price. And I said, right, how much if I wanted to pay some of the cost up front? They basically were really patient with me because I wasn't asking stupid questions, but I was asking a lot of perfectly reasonable questions, bombarding them with them. And we just kind of kept going through the different upfront costs until we found one that I was happy with. And then I got a case that was really nifty at the time, but the really nifty features already stopped working. But the case itself is still pretty good. It used to have an LED on the front. See there? Yeah. See that case there? It used to have LED. It has LEDs built into the front, so when you close the case, it shows the time on the front.
Oh, really? Okay.
And if you get a text, it used to turn into a sort of little text message symbol.
Right.
But it stopped working after about 3 weeks. I think it's because it rained one day, and I was using my phone. It got covered in rain, and obviously it's not a phone, so I can't take it back and replace it. It's not covered by an electrical warranty.
Right.
It's an accessory.
Oh no.
So it's not covered by anything. And when I looked it up on Samsung's website, they have no returns procedure for accessories at all.
Really?
Unless they're sealed up, obviously, because you just go, oh, I don't want it after all.
Yeah.
In which case they can sell it back on. I mean, theoretically, I could replace it, but it was like 50 quid, I think, something like that. Yeah, because I was going to buy a case anyway because I thought sod's law I will get the most expensive handset I can get for my money, and I'll fuck it up in a week.
Yeah. Because
last time round, the Windows phone, the one I wasn't really taken with, was like 100, 140, I think, at the time. So it's fine. That probably was part of the problem, to be honest. I didn't get the top. I used to have the top end one, the 1020, the one with the really nice camera, which is what I still use for videos for now. I get paid next week, so I'm probably going to upgrade a few bits of kit.
Let me know what you want. I'll send you some links.
You may see one of these. This here.
Yeti.
You may see another one of these in my future.
Oh, really? Which one?
It's
the XLR
either the XLR one, which is, I think, about £200.
Mm-hmm. It does both, doesn't it? USB and XLR. It's really versatile.
Yeah. Either that, or I might go for a plain black one and just have one for each type of recording.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, because it's a pain in the arse to have to faff around with all the settings and stuff for different shows. Because I'm doing this one in a more direct way, but with E14 Podcast, I whack it in the middle of the table and turn it to the omnidirectional, which actually isn't, in my experience, the best setting for capturing a group around a table, which is odd.
Yeah,
you'd think it would be.
Yes, it should be.
Stereo seems to be more consistent.
Weird. Very weird. Also, we've had fun and games.
Oh yeah,
fun
technology.
And games
ain't it wonderful?
Nope. I love it though. That's the thing. It's my Achilles heel.
Well, this is the thing. I love this. I love this phone. I'm well made up with this phone. I'm so glad it's not that I didn't like Windows Phone, but I'm really, really glad I gave something else a chance because this S7 is excellent. Really is good.
And they're not the ones that explode, are they? That's a Note. That's a Note 7.
That's the Note 7, yeah. And that's, I don't know what percentage of the Note 7s were actually blowing up. I think it was decent. It was a big enough percentage.
You would think the way people have reacted to it that it was 100% of phones. And there's a clock, there's a counter on there letting you know when it's going to go because they wouldn't even allow them on the flight.
No, I remember.
They have to be powered down.
They weren't. They were collecting them, I think, with the Note 7s.
On the yeah, actually, no, that's right. On Virgin Atlantic flight I just had, they were saying no Note 7s. And even regular phones, if you were going to plug them in USB, you could do it to access media, but you weren't allowed to charge.
Oh, okay.
Just in case.
See, I'm all right with that because, to be honest, I tend to. Well, I suppose for me, I don't tend to be on flights that are long enough to need to charge my device anyway. But I tend to take my external charging brick with me. Yeah. I've got one of those.
I've got one too.
It's not much bigger. It's not much bigger than this phone, although it's much heavier.
Yeah. I bought one for celebration.
Yeah, understandable. I would have done the same. I would have bought a bigger capacity one for celebration if I joined you at the time.
I bought it for a tenner on Amazon, and it's the best tenner I've spent, I think. Really, really handy. I use it all the time. Like I had to charge at work today because I got halfway through the day and my phone died. Bloody iPhones, only good for so long.
Smartphone batteries are shit, mate. We're funny enough. We had a Crazy Train recording on Tuesday, and we were talking about it during that as well. It's just I would like them to just take a year where all the manufacturers agree to just give the features a rest for a year and get the batteries nailed down.
Yeah, or don't worry about making the phones like a tiny little slither. Actually, make them a reasonable size. In fact, I'm going to have to go and grab my battery now because the phone I need to play the audio messages off is about to die. So give us just a second. I'm just going to go and grab that now. Won't be a sec, mate.
All right. While Mark's away, I'm going to recommend to everybody listening that they take the time to find out how to become a Talk Star Wars VIP at talkstarwars.co.uk. Perfect crime.
Forgot my laptop bag was right next to me. Yeah.
Fair enough. You didn't catch any of that, did you?
What's that, mate?
Oh, good.
Oh, a conversation I shouldn't be privy to.
No, you'll like what I did.
Oh, what was it? Were you recording? I was recording.
Yeah.
I'll hear it all at some point.
Yeah, I won't spoil it for you, but you'll just go, nice.
I didn't do any editing until Friday last week. It actually worked out really quite well.
That's good. I've been like absolutely tight as a drum in terms of what's it called?
Free time.
Free time. Yeah, this week filled up just almost instantaneously.
Yeah.
So as it is, I've been lucky enough that the latest podcast in my editing pile was able to pass through uncut.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Which is. It happens so infrequently, but when it does, it's just like gold dust anyway.
Yeah.
And then this one adds the bonus. So actually, I'm rendering the video version right as we talk now.
Right.
Because I was able to just jump on, plug it in, and just go.
Yeah.
That's nice. Oh, I'm going to send you something, actually. Okay. Speaking of bits and pieces I've been doing on the computer. YouTube have finally let me do end cards.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing that too.
Yes, I've just made one. Really basic, simple one.
Is this what you just sent now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's cool, isn't it?
It's all right, isn't it? It'll do the job. I'm just going to put, like, it lets you draw out the custom-sized boxes. So I'm going to put the videos inside the boxes, the two big boxes, and the social media stuff. I'll just put buttons over the top that take you to those respective items.
It's good.
I just wanted something. My problem I find sometimes is that I'd spend too much time dallying over how to make something look perfect when actually what I should do is just do something basic and then see if that's enough.
Yeah.
So this is a basic one that will do the job. If it catches on, if it results in uptake, then I can go, oh, that's fine. I don't need to do any more. If it's not enough, I can, or if I fancy doing something more, then I have that option later.
There's the two videos I put out this week, or at least one of them, I think I did it on both, has an end card. I'm not sure if I did it on both or not. Yeah, but I quite liked it.
What is annoying actually about the fact I like the functionality a lot, the YouTube end card stuff, and like I say, it was good because I should have been doing something like this for a while anyway.
Yeah.
And the end card, when I first tried to run the end card functionality over the end of one of my latest video, I realised that the latest video, the solution I had was crap, and it wasn't going to work with having end card function. So I thought what I'll do is I'll do something really quick that will allow me to use that end card function properly. And then, like I say, I can always come back to it later and do something a bit more glamorous.
Yeah.
But for now, I've at least got something that will serve that will be fit for purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm going to do, where are we with time? Paul's about ready.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think Steve's going to try and join us later for the After Darkside.
Yeah.
And I've got a voicemail from it's Star Wars centric, but there's a voicemail from Nathan.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Nathan One Kenobi. So I thought I might use that because it's a long one. In the after, this will be the first part of the After Darkside, and then we'll use his voicemail in the second part of the After Darkside, and we can kick around a few ideas about that because it's really cool. But it's a bit long. It'll probably slow the main show down a little bit. So.
All right, fair enough.
All right, what we'll do then is we'll dump this recording now. We'll go and pick up Paul, and we'll jump into the main show, shall we?
Yeah, sounds good. I finished Catalyst, by the way. Are we going to talk? Are we going to?
We'll probably talk about that. I think.
Yeah, I'd rather not go into too much depth because obviously others might not have finished it yet. But I'm quite happy to touch around basic stuff.
Yeah. Well,
anything more than that would be.
We'll go into it a little bit on the show, I think, because I don't know.
Yeah.
You're right. It's spoilerific. Maybe we'll do an after.
Well, it is and it isn't because I mean, actually, we'll talk. We'll probably touch this in more depth. It's not. There's not a huge amount
not much
there.
in it, is there? Really?
No. But I think there's a couple of little odds and sods that they'll be interesting to speculate on because some of it, I think some of the stuff that we were talking about, like there's stuff in here, is actually not definitive stuff. It's kind of alluding to things, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of allusion. There's not a lot of actual definitive. Yes, this is the case.
Yeah, I found that to be a little bit less than satisfying. So I don't know.
I like it personally.
I don't know what the genre. Do you? Or you like that?
Yeah,
sort
kind
of pulling of
it
punches?
It depends on what we talk. It depends on what we're talking about and whether we're talking about the same thing.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to end this recording now, so we don't slip any spoilers into anything. Then we can have a little chat before we start the main show, and then probably do some spoiler-free stuff in there. So let's get this one done.
Cool. Listen, then they're probably like, God, these guys must like never speak outside the show. And then it's like, but we're actually, when you listen to it back, we actually do agree, but we've got this weird arse about face way of expressing it.
Well, it's great. I mean, we all want to play devil's advocate to a point, don't we? We all want to say it's no good. Like Steve always says, what's the point of coming on and all going, yeah, Star Wars is great. All right, see you next week. We're doing this thing, and we should be able to bounce these ideas around. And
yes, indeed.
It's not as cut and dry as Paul proposing a point and us all saying, yeah, I think that's right. It's good to explore it and feel it out and experiment, and it always opens up. I have new synaptic pathways forming every time we do one of these podcasts. All these things firing, and it's great because it broadens. Like I've said this 100 times, it enhances my enjoyment of this thing that we love, Star Wars, and it opens my mind. Like these questions, Dave Donovan this week just opened my mind to all these possibilities, and then new theories start forming, and that's great, isn't it? And I'm glad we've got a year between movies so that we've got time to do this.
Yes, indeed.
And yeah, all right, we don't always agree on everything, but at least
when
we disagree, we do it respectfully.
Yeah, it'd be dull if we agreed on everything. Yeah. I think.
I don't.
Oh, well, you would say that, wouldn't you? You're one of them.
Yes, you do.
You Star Wars hater. What was your thing you were going to say, Rob?
Oh, yeah,
I'm recording again, so we can get this on the After Dark side.
Okay, that's cool. So I was at a pub quiz yesterday. This is one of those weird things where it just odd timing, you know? Mm-hmm. So I was at a pub quiz yesterday, and it was a really tough pub quiz, first of all, I'll say that. But one of the questions was, one of the rounds was about famous first lines from novels. And what was really weird about it was one of the questions was the first line from The Great Gatsby, which I had literally just started listening to in the later few minutes of my train journey to the pub.
Oh, really?
It was really odd. It was just so bizarre. I was sort of sitting there listening to it, and then when the question came up, and it was the first line from The Great Gatsby, I sort of went, no, surely not. I just found it really weird.
And it's surely not the first line of Great Gatsby. I've never read it.
No, it's something like I've seen. What's really annoying is I've already forgotten it, and I've heard it twice. It's basically like when I was at my youngest and most vulnerable, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my head ever since. Something like that. It's about sort of hard. Never look at anybody and think yourself superior. It's like essentially is the gist of it. It's a good quote. It's a good book. I know the story from watching the movie, but so far it's a pretty good book. But not a patch on Catalyst, but then it hasn't got the Star Wars sound effects.
No.
And to be honest, if it did, it'd be weird.
It would be.
Great Gatsby, talk to the Gatsby.
Chapter 13, The Great Gatsby.
Darth Gatsby looked out.
You're going to read it.
Do you want to hear a weird fan theory for Rogue One? I've just stumbled.
I was going to say for Gatsby.
No.
For the new Gatsby.
Right, the Rebels. The Rebels are the early version of the Knights of Ren.
Oh.
This is admittedly one of the more outlandish theories floating around on the internet at the moment. A Reddit user suggests that surviving members of the group of rebels, known as the Rogue One, will later become Knights of Ren from previous film The Force Awakens. The theory is based on two factors. One is that the final line of the first trailer is "What will you become?" The other is the design of their outfits and other aesthetic clues. There's been an advanced link between the two groups. That is really clutching at bloody...
Yeah, I think I mentioned that I felt there was a similarity between the Krennic's Black Stormtroopers, the Death Troopers. There was a similarity between them and the Knights of Ren.
Bloody right there is, yeah.
But I don't know that needs to. I don't know that that needs to be intentional, rather than we're just seeing again those archetypes, you know. But he has a posse.
Yeah.
We got a voicemail from Nathan Kenobi. Would you like to? Are you interested in hearing it?
Oh, just one quick thing before you do.
Yeah. We can roll it over to next week if we need to. It doesn't.
That's fine. We were talking about weird theories, so I had a look at Star Wars speculation on Reddit because there's some fantastically weird stuff in there. And somebody's uploaded a screenshot. I don't know what it's from, but it suggests that there's going to be a first teaser trailer for Episode 8 on December the 20th.
It's by year's end, Rob.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a big argument about this the other week?
There was, yeah. And I was saying I thought it'd be unlikely unless it found its way into the trailer reel for Rogue One.
And
at which point you're already in.
It was going to be February, and then you plucked some mysterious number out of your arse as well. So,
what number? February? Oh yeah, I said mid-February, didn't I?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, I might be wrong. I mean, this may be bollocks, but I just found it interesting.
It probably is bollocks, Rob.
It probably is bollocks. To be fair, they're saying that the teaser trailer number 1 for Spider-Man: Homecoming was supposed to hit in October, and as far as I know, that hasn't happened.
No, that's on Rogue One.
Oh, is it?
Should I say that?
Oh, okay.
I think that's on Rogue One.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. There's already a Screen Rant story that's suggesting that too. So
suggesting
that the first Spider-Man: Homecoming trailer will be attached to Rogue One.
Oh, well, that's right then.
Yeah. So you're not the only person suggesting that.
Okay.
Based on nothing.
Based on nothing. Yeah. Yes. Well. We got two options at this point because we don't really need to do much because Rob, you and I did a lot of After Darkside in before the main show tonight.
Yes.
But we can listen to a 4-minute voicemail from Nathan, or we can roll that over to next week if you'd prefer, and you can hear a horrifying story from me.
Oh, if you just said it's either roll it over to next week or do it now, I probably wouldn't have chosen. I would have just chosen, no, do it now. But now you've said there's a horrifying story.
It'll be a short story. It's horrifying, not for the reasons that you might imagine.
Oh, okay.
But I'm easy. Which way would you go with that, Paul? Do you want?
So again, what was that? Sorry, I was reading something.
So either you get the voicemail tonight, and the story may get lost forever. Because let's be fair, we sometimes forget.
I've already forgotten.
Well, there you go. Or we roll the voicemail over till next week, and Mark tells us a horrifying story.
Let's just leave it till next week.
Yeah, so you want to hear the horrifying story this time, yeah?
Yeah.
Fine by me.
Better be good.
It's one of these stories. It's one of these experiences that made me question whether or not I would survive in an apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
And it all starts with an injured pigeon. I took the dog out for a walk yesterday morning, and when we got home, I had my headphones on. I was listening to one of the Commonwealth podcasts, so I didn't hear whatever it was that set Poppy off, but there was something that really upset Poppy as we were walking down the driveway, and it must have been a cat had attacked this pigeon.
Right.
And because by the time I got onto the driveway, it was just covered in feathers. And then the dog was on a long leash, so she went round the corner of the house because we were coming in through the back garden. Yeah. And when I got around the corner, she was looking at this pigeon that was laying on the floor that had been mortally wounded. This thing had been opened up by this vicious little cat, because we all know that cats are snotty, horrible creatures. Yeah. And this thing was screwed. It was not going to last. And I was devastated. Absolutely devastated by the condition that this pigeon was in. And I came in, I left it out there, right? And it had been opened up, there was blood everywhere. And it was still alive. It was like moving and looking at me and like trying to sort of shuffle away, because this thing's never going to fly again. It had been proper messed up. And I came in and I let the dog in the garden. I stood there and I thought, what am I going to do? Because I can't, you can't pick a pigeon up and take it to the vets and say, can you fix this? Because it's vermin. At the end of the day, they're just going to say, no, we have to destroy this, because you can't, even if you heal it, you can't reintroduce it because it's vermin, right?
Yeah.
So I'm standing here thinking, I have to go out and end it. I have to go out and put this thing out of its misery. But I couldn't.
I've done it.
You've done that? Mm-hmm. How did you do it?
I put a tea towel around it, just wrang its neck.
Really? I couldn't.
Yeah. I wasn't very happy about it.
I was really hoping that you were going to say something stupidly over the top. No. Like, I got a pair of house bricks and I put one underneath its head.
No, but it's hard work, actually.
No, I'm sure it is.
You're either made of that kind of salt, Mark, or you're not, and I'm not.
I'm not. So I'm definitely not. I looked at this little thing and I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, I couldn't look at it, so I think I put a tea towel over its head, and then I grabbed head and then top of body, neck, and I just went do it, and I literally just rang it round about 4 times, knowing I didn't pull its head off, but it must have been close, because
not being funny to the pigeon then, Paul.
It wasn't a pigeon. It was a large. It was a large bird, but it wasn't my cat that got it. Something got it, but it was just flapping around in the garden without hope. Yeah, and it was just like, no, enough.
Well, I looked at this little
if I don't do this now, you're still going to suffer for.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I was hoping a day or two.
Again, I feel really morbid saying this, but Paul, when he said, "How did it happen?" I was hoping you were just going to turn around and say, like, "Oh, it was me. It was that. I was just trying something out." And so it's only fair. I finished the job.
I was just seeing how far I could push it. No, I was. I decided I had to move this thing, right? Obviously, because the dog goes in and out there when we go out for walks, so I couldn't run the risk of her picking this half-dead pigeon up and me not being able to get it back from her. So I knew I had to move it. So I had this elaborate apparatus. It was my snow shovel inside a bin bag with these huge rubber gloves on. I had to go out there. Yeah. And this little thing's like trying to drag itself away from me, like, no, leave me alone, I'm going to be all right.
Yeah.
And I just kind of forced it onto this snow shovel and carried it down. At the bottom of my garden are the woods. You've been there, Paul. You've seen them, haven't you?
You've mentioned the woods to me, yeah.
So what I did was I thought, I'm going to put him over into the woods. So I've got like a raised patio area with some furniture on down the bottom of the garden. So I could get up on that and reach over and lower it down into the woods.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what I was expecting. I didn't know. I thought, I'll give him an hour and all of these wounds will heal up and they'll fly away. But just on the other side of the fence is like a tree
Magic
stump.
woods, yeah. You got a magic woods.
Did I not mention that?
Didn't mention. No.
It's Narnia. So, okay. Down the bottom of my garden is like some sort of magic healing pond.
Right, okay. That's fair enough. I'll have to pop around your house one day.
There's a house. You did say house, right? Sorry, I thought I missaid.
No.
So there's a tree stump. So I just tried to lightly deposit this busted little pigeon on a tree stump, thinking if he's like 18 inches off the ground, foxes probably won't tear him apart, will they? Because he's 18 inches up in the air. I was being
talking to?
Just me.
Okay.
The pigeon said that. Who are you talking to?
Yeah, it's just like, you're putting me in a bit of a downer here, mate. I'm not a bit. I won't lie.
I plopped him on the little tree stump, which he promptly rolled off of and fell down into all the leaves. And I thought, oh no. So I left him there, and then I came back indoors. A couple of hours later, I went down to check. It was really playing on my mind. I thought, I've got to go and check now, see if and he was still alive. I thought, I've got to go and kill it. I've got to go. But I couldn't. And I went and checked this morning. He'd gone. So the only thing I can assume is that he healed overnight and flew back to his family.
I think that's the only thing you can assume, yeah.
No, somebody took him to a really nice farm.
Oh, does it overlook a stream?
Yeah.
No, suddenly I'm fine with it.
Yeah, there's rainbows every day.
Isn't that horrible, though? I really had my metal tested there by this greasy little flying rat.
Yeah. And it's weird, isn't it? These things that sort of will test you in life. They sometimes come from things you don't expect.
Yeah. It just revealed a little bit too much about me that I'm just not... Yeah. I'm not made from that stuff, you know. I would, if I had to fend for myself, I'd be buggered. There's no, not, you know, other options will be available to me, I'm sure. But for the most part, I'd be snookered. I'm just not cut out to deal with these things.
Right. Yeah. Tough one. I've never had to do anything like that, really. Right. Trying to think. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'd remember.
Well, you don't know, do you? I mean, maybe you did talk to small animals when you were a kid growing up, and you're just lucky you didn't grow into Jeffrey Dahmer.
I mean, there was that kid, but...
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, we've all done... I've killed a drifter, but I've never...
But they're not people.
We're talking about
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, obviously.
On that note...
Yeah, it should be noted that was said for humour's sake.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. I think anybody who knows me well enough knows that I'm, I'm only pretending to be a prick. I say pretend. I said it with a sort of upwards inflection because I'm not always convinced. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Paul, what were you going to say?
I wasn't. I'm just appalled by your.
Oh, okay. Because I could have sworn I heard you say, speaking of that.
Speaking of killing drifters, when I was in Thailand. Why did you leave again, Paul?
Shh.
What's that snapping noise I've just
No, you stop, don't interrupt him, Mark. He was about to say shitloads of dead hobos.
All right, so I'm going to keep Nathan's voicemail for next week. And
fine.
Maybe we'll do it in the first part of the After Darkside next week.
All right.
Because it is fascinating, but it's a little bit too big to fit into the main show.
Oh my.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. That's going to be a T-shirt. Did you see the T-shirts?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, big sale this week.
I've ordered one.
What did you order?
But, unfortunately,
I've ordered the logo.
The Talk Star Wars one?
So it's exactly the same as the website. So it's dark grey with the white logo.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Nice.
Super.
And then while I was on there, because they sell loads of other T-shirts, I ordered Nat Snape, like always. It's really pretty and beautiful.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like
very nice.
And I ordered Asia, a little Lego Matt Damon Martian. I've colonized Mars. He's like in a tent. He's Lego man.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
So I did 3. I was like, what the hell? But no, I went on there to get. I got a Talk Star Wars one. Hopefully coming soon.
Very cool.
Yeah, I keep that Palpacino one I sent Rob, which I really like that. The yellow on red. I'll have to pick one up myself. I think I want to go for the video logo. You know, like the belt buckle, the big belt buckle style logo.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get one. Okay.
Right. Have you got your tickets sorted out, Rob? You're going to Strood, aren't you?
I'm going to Strood on the midnight 05, and I've put the afternoon off the following day, so that I don't have to do a full day.
We're doing Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So Andy and Steve and I will be bombarding you on Thursday night about 7:00 mark.
Oh, bombarding me?
Yeah,
I thought you meant bombarding me about. I was like, I'm not going.
We'll be basically going. Yeah, we're going to showcase on Thursday evening.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
So I was going to do the midnight.
Be recording a podcast that night. So.
Yeah, what will you be talking about? Do you want me to plug in while I'm there?
Yeah, I think we'll probably.
Oh, make sure I don't get arrested.
We'll do something. Maybe we'll do. I mean, we'll have to work this all out, but we might do an episode like we did last year for The Force Awakens. So we'll do. Rob, you and I will probably do if you're free that night, we'll probably do a regular podcast while the boys are watching Rogue One.
Okay.
And then perhaps we can all get together again and do a big reaction episode, maybe at that weekend or something.
Sure.
Do like an hour where we kick it around and break it down. Well, not break it down in depth, but just initial reactions to it. That could be good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. It's very exciting.
Right.
It is
I've got
exciting.
to go, chaps.
Now that I've read
the time.
Catalyst. Oh, piss.
Is that your reaction to Catalyst?
No, what it is, it's my reaction to the fact I've just looked at my end card and it's not going to work.
Oh, dear. All right. Well, look, let's wrap this up, Paul. I know you want to get away, and we have been recording for 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Quite some time, yes.
Quite some time. This is plenty of After Darkside, so
oh yes.
Hopefully, people don't judge me for being a giant wuss and not being able to kill small creatures.
Yeah,
I would say that's a virtue.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Okay.
You sleep
all right.
at night.
Thanks a lot, everyone. I'm Talk Star Wars on Twitter.
Cool.
Yeah, what he said.
You're Talk Star Wars on Twitter as well.
Not Talk Star.
Yeah.
So
did we do this
dead,
earlier?
Yeah.
Did we do this earlier?
It's two different shows.
Different podcasts.
Oh, all right. I'm. Who am I? I'm Movie Score News. Christ, I forgot. Yeah. Well, it's 3:15 in the morning somewhere.
True.
That is true.
Yeah. Rob? Yeah. Not wrong there. I'm at Rob Wade Vision.
We'll see you next week.
Bye
bye.